Alright, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm going whole hog on the Pontiac today, so it's probably going to be a pretty long one. But before we begin, I'd like to take a minute to talk about the reasonings behind the way I have been conducting my videos the way that I have. I know where this is going. The censorship, the control, the overall plan. I see the writing on the wall. What's going to happen if this isn't stopped? What's going to happen if people aren't willing to present their opinions and speak out against it?
I think is paralyzed to act because he ordered an evacuation in February 2017, and had that dam broke, those people would all die right there.
At one point, or at some point, you're not going to be persecuted for your speech. You're going to be prosecuted for your speech. And it only gets worse from there. Dave Hodges on the Common Sense Show is actually talking about, in a way, what we're dealing with right now. The Orville Dam is taking in more water than it can hold. And the spillway isn't set up or isn't repaired to the point where it can handle the outflow. So if it keeps collecting water at the rate that it has been, eventually it's heading towards a big failure. And the people aren't being told. And we're having the same kind of crisis in this country right now.
If California is not going to protect its own citizens
with freedom.
And what I'm saying is fact now. I mean, we've been saying
too many people
I've been publishing pictures
are losing their rights to say what they think, to present their opinions. And eventually, the system that we live in is going to fail. And somebody, anybody out here, has to be talking about it. If cat videos are your thing, that's fine. But eventually, once the system goes down, even the cat videos are going to go away. This is a serious business. And most people don't realize what it's going to be like for them if the system does fail. If you think it's going to be like some campy trick where you take your survival goods, disappear to the woods, and ride it out until everything returns to normal, you got another thing coming. It'd be like camping at Crystal Lake with Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Leatherface running around in the woods. Our way of life, our Constitution, our world is being attacked.
Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1870.
I don't give a shit who's in office.
2019, and that's out of the
I give a shit about the Constitution and the document that founds this country that all politicians are supposed to be working for. And it's under attack, and it isn't by Donald Trump. I didn't put this sign on the front of the van because I'm a huge Donald Trump supporter. I put it on there because innocent people are being attacked. These assholes want to attack somebody. Come and attack me. And I guarantee you, they'll be thinking twice about it before they ever try it again. But I get where people are coming from. They don't want any trouble. They don't want to get involved because they might have to make a sacrifice or two along the way. But unfortunately, that's the wrong attitude. Because anything worth having, worth maintaining, is worth making a sacrifice or two and fighting for. Every damn one of you knows that's true. Knows that's how it works. Yet are too timid to fight for your own freedom. So somebody out here has to try and do it for you. And that's where I come in. Not necessarily by choice, because someone out there in YouTube land challenged me, said I couldn't or wouldn't do it. Well, challenge accepted. Because I've made a whole life and career out of doing things that other people couldn't or wouldn't do. And that's exactly what I've been trying to do here with my videos. Even though there's a limited amount of people watching, they can firmly say, yup, that's what Eric's been trying to do. Challenge accepted and implemented. And here's the really frustrating part for me. And then I have to put up with people who I've encouraged along the way who are ready to fall down and give up on their own platforms, telling me that I'm wasting my time. That politics is just there to divide us or something ridiculous like that. When they're not willing to take in the whole picture, they just run with whoever's narrative they're happy with, and that's the way it goes. I don't enjoy wasting my time, and I go out of my way to make sure that I don't. Because if I waste my time, I waste your money. And we can't have that happening. So yes, I have unsubscribed from a lot of channels. Sometimes in a very unceremonious way. Because I realized something early on. That the people who say politics are only there to divide us are the true dividers. Because as I said before, it's all about the Constitution. And it doesn't matter what side is running the show. It's a real shame too, because some of those people I was prepared to call my friend, but had to leave in a very unceremonious fashion. Because I won't be told what I can and cannot accomplish by someone who's not willing to even try in the first place. Because I know something that they don't know through personal experience. Mr. and Mrs. Deep State get their rocks off when you volunteer for your own destruction. And by not willing to participate, that's exactly what some people are doing. So I unsubscribed and left them behind. And even though they have said insulting things behind my back, what they don't realize is that I fight for them too. Because eventually, they will be victimized by the system as well, even though they think their platform and their speech is far, far away from what the events of the day are. So yes, it's a thankless job. It's an unfulfilling job. It's an unpopular job, even though it shouldn't be. But I do it anyways, because I see the bigger picture. I know where this is heading. From persecution to prosecution for your ideas and your speech. And that can, should, and will never be allowed to happen. Not while I'm around and able to speak out against it. And if it costs me friends and a little popularity, so be it. Because this is way more important. I'd even go so far to say that I'd sacrifice both of these cars and myself so that wouldn't be allowed to happen. But I'm just one of the first to wake up to all of this. There's a whole bunch of them right behind me that they call Generation X. And they called us that for a reason. Because they don't know what way we're going to go when they tried to institute their plan. All they know is that we know how it's supposed to be and how to get the job done.